Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. 40% of your happiness depends on this one thing. This is life-changing what we'll be talking today about, because it will put you back into the control of your happiness, because most people think that their happiness is controlled by their environment. But in 2005, there was influential article published in Review of General Psychology, in which it was written that 50% of people's happiness is determined by their genes, 10% depends on their circumstances, and 40% on intentional activity, which can be our routines, habits, conscious choices, which we'll be talking today a lot about. How can you improve your happiness? Because this is the most important thing to understand, right? How to be happier, how to be more fulfilled. And even if they said that 50% of our happiness is determined by our genes, which we've got from our parents and our ancestors, now epigenetics is teaching us. Epi means above genes, and above genes is mind. So epigenetics is teaching us that actually our environment signals the genes, which means that if we start changing our environment, if we start approaching our environment differently, if we start treating ourselves differently, doesn't matter where we are, if we start taking care of our mindset, if we start shifting our beliefs, if we start elevating our emotional self, we start changing our genetic expression. That's what Dr. Joe Dispenza is teaching a lot, how to signal new genes to create new body, right? And only 10% is coming from our outside circumstances. Only 10% of your happiness depends of the outside circumstances. This is truly interesting, right? But our main focus today will be on the 40%, which comes from our daily routines, daily rituals, our mindset, our beliefs, our habits, and our conscious choices. So even if we say that our 40% of our happiness depends of what we do every single day, imagine improving your happiness for 40% every single day. What would happen? And we all know that everything is connected with everything. So once you start improving certain areas of your life, everything will start improving, because how you're treating one thing is how you're treating everything. And all of that is affecting your genetic expression as well. So you start shifting your body completely by making better, healthier, conscious choices. So what are the routines or rituals or habits you can make in your daily life to improve your happiness, to improve your state of fulfillment? What helped me and what I've noticed in my life that truly improved my state of fulfillment is that I needed to know how I want to start my day. Because when we wake up, we are still in that alpha brainwave state, where we are not truly thinking, and we also don't want to think what all we need to do in the morning. So usually most people in the morning, they fall into their automatic behaviors. So they're not actually consciously thinking about what they want to do, so they do what is the most familiar to them. And if 50% of our behaviors come from our ancestors, then we've already signed our destiny, because we're not taking care of how we want to change ourselves. So the most important thing for me that truly changed my life was when I've started, before I went to sleep, I've decided how I want to start my day. So I wrote down a plan how I want to start my day. For example, when I'm waking up at 5 a.m., the first thing in the morning is that I go outside for a walk or for a run. The first thing, because that's what helps me to wake up my body, to start a fresh new day. And I love to see, the moment before the sunrise, the quietness in the neighborhood. And the nature is different in the morning. Those early birds, the fresh air, the light before the sunrise, everything is so beautiful. So I need to know that before I go to sleep, because that's how I program my body, that it will wake me up at 5 a.m. and I will know exactly what to do. Just go outside, go for a walk, go for a run. And after that, I do a workout. If I'm not doing a workout, I do a yoga, I stretch my body to prepare my body for the day. After that, I'm meditating. And after that, I'm journaling. And after that, I take some time for reading a book to wake up my brain, to learn something new, to teach myself something new. And then I start with making videos or doing art or whatever I find myself to do, whatever is important in that certain day. So the most important thing for me, and which is truly in your power, is decide how you want to start your day and make a plan how you will start your day before you're going to bed. Write it down so you will stick to it. And at the beginning, it's important to experiment, because often we don't know what works and what doesn't work. Maybe for you, it doesn't work to wake up at 5 a.m. and it doesn't work to work out in the morning. Maybe it works something else, but even in neuroscience, they found out that if we are working out in the morning and we sweat a little bit, we boost a level of dopamine, which is kind of molecule for happiness, for feeling good, for feeling satisfied, which raises our vibration in the body, and we feel much better about ourselves, we become more productive, and we become happier. So working out or doing something active, even going for long walks in nature in the morning, will help you to boost your mood, to boost your energy, to become more magnetic for manifestations and for more joyful experiences. So take care of that and experiment with it until you find something that truly works for you. So don't listen to me, what I'm doing, experiment with yourself and see what works for you the best. So working out in the morning, being active, doing yoga, going for long walks or runs, whatever works for you, will completely boost your happiness in the morning. Then I mentioned meditation, visualization, and elevating emotions. This is what helps to change our bodies, because most of the time we are caught in the loop of thinking and feeling. And Joe Dispenza is saying how you think and how you feel creates your state of being, right? And often we find ourselves in certain states of being where we just don't know how to step outside of that maybe sad state of being, or that lower state of being, or miserable state of being. And as we are moving right now through many different energy shifts, as I was talking in the previous video, meditation may help us to firstly sense how we are experiencing everything that is happening. Meditation will help us to calm down our brain. Meditation will help us to control our stressful states, to adapt to certain heavier energies, to become more resilient, to calm down our mind, to become more aware of unconscious beliefs, to become more aware of toxic beliefs and toxic patterns, which are manifesting in unpleasant situations and unpleasant experiences. So if you will apply meditation, you can find many guided meditations on my channel. You can find many of them on YouTube or wherever you will search for them. If you will stay consistent to meditation, it will completely improve your life, because firstly, you will become more aware of yourself. And often it is unpleasant journey, because we are becoming more aware of what we don't like to do, who we don't want to be anymore. But it's actually a path of awakening, because we are becoming more conscious of the unconscious self, and that's how we can change what we don't like about ourselves. or what we don't want to repeat anymore. We can only change something what we become aware of. You can't change beliefs of which we are not even aware of. So become aware of that. Visualization will help you to see a greater future. Most people are defined by their past, so every time they are thinking about the future, they are looking into the future through the lens of the past. But if we truly want to create a greater life for ourselves and for people around us by becoming an example of greatness, we need to see our future. So visualize yourself in the future, who you want to become. Start your day with a great visualization practice and end your day as well. So here is a great practice that I'm doing often. I visualize myself as, for example, before I go to sleep, I visualize myself as I would be already a version of, like the best version of myself. How would I feel if I would already be as productive as I want to be, as happy as I want to be, as grateful as I want to be, as creative as I want to be, as loving, as kind, as passionate as I want to be? And I'm visualizing that version of myself. And I'm asking myself, how would I feel if I would already finish all the things that I want to create? How would I feel if I would already manifest everything I want to manifest? How would I feel if I would let go of all the toxic habits which are pulling me back, which are blocking my transformation? How would I feel if I would be the greatest version of myself? How the greatest version of myself feels like? Because every time I'm visualizing that, I plug myself to that version of myself, to my future self, to the greatest possible expression of myself. And I'm feeling it. And I'm plugging myself to feeling it. And that's how I'm elevating my emotions. And whatever we're doing consistently, it becomes natural to us until we become it, right? So that's how I'm every single day plugging myself to the future version of myself, which is like improved version of myself, upgraded version of myself. And more we are doing that, as I said before, more we become it. So if you will apply it in your daily life, maybe in the middle of the day, maybe before you go to sleep, it will help you to improve your sleep because you will feel better, you will feel more grateful. And if you start your day like that, you will feel more inspired and more excited for the upcoming day. So this is truly powerful, and it's a routine or ritual you can apply in your life to improve your happiness. You will see it's not just changing this 40% of your life, it's changing 100% of your life, because you're shifting all of yourself. And we never know where those changes can take us. So be curious about that and play with it. Then journaling. I'm always journaling in the morning. I'm writing down what I'm going through. I'm writing down the challenges that I'm meeting. I'm writing down how I'm overcoming challenges. Because it's so beautiful to reread some writings from the past and to see how I was dealing in the past with certain challenges and how I'm approaching them now. And it's beautiful to see, the transformation, how much we are changing ourselves as we are moving through time. And that's where we see great results of our transformation. So journaling is so powerful. And at the same time, when we are dealing with certain hard moments in our lives, journaling can help us to clarify, to gain greater clarity over what we are moving through. And it will boost a lot of your happiness, because often I just make an interview with my higher self or with my true self, and I'm asking myself certain questions, and I try to answer them without any beliefs, without holding or plugging myself to certain beliefs. that's how I'm practicing honesty, because so often we are not honest with ourselves. So to be honest with yourself is a great virtue, because you will learn more about yourself than ever before, and journaling can help you to be more honest with yourself, to admit where you are, what you're going through, what are your struggles, what are your challenges, and move through it. Ask yourself what could be the easiest way to get back into the flow state so you can move through whatever life is offering to you. This is so life-changing, my friends. Then spending more time in nature. When you're not working, when you're not doing things for your job or your work or whatever you need to do, spend more time in nature. Nature is recharging us, rejuvenating us. Nature is teaching us how to be resilient. You know, storms make trees grow deeper roots. And that's how we learn to understand that we are the nature, and storms in our lives, as manifested as challenges, are making us grow deeper roots, which makes us stronger, more adaptable, more resilient. So we can become greater examples for people around us, and that's how we are influencing the society to become the greatest version of ourselves, to inspire each of us to constantly work on yourself so you can become that greater example for the society, for people around you. Spend more time in nature. To me it's truly beautiful when I'm observing the movement of water, for example, or I sit down and I observe the movement of trees in the wind, and it feels like the wind is whispering to you a beautiful melodies of life. And just listen to it. Observe and listen to it. It's life-changing, truly. So grounding, so pleasant, and so spiritual. Truly amazing. I also mentioned reading. In the morning I take time to read, sometimes a few pages in the book, sometimes I fall into it. Whatever I'm reading. I'm reading all kind of different things. And I want to remind you, do not limit yourself with just certain topics. For example, just maybe spiritual topics. Read something about psychology to also understand maybe how your patterns were developed by your parents, by your ancestors, and how to change them. Maybe read something about biology. Read something about physics or nature or the universe. Expand your knowledge. It will help you to look on life through a wider lens of perspective. And it is truly amazing because we recognize that the greatest wisdom of life is that we don't know anything, so we are here to learn more about everything. And learning more is helping us to grow more. And also we start accepting more because we recognize we're not alone in that. We're not victims of circumstances. We just don't know how to treat them better or how to approach them in a healthier way. So it is powerful. My friends, take care of that. And one of the most important things which will truly influence your happiness, well-being, and fulfillment is sleep. Dalai Lama said the best meditation is sleep. But most people are struggling with sleep because of technology, because we are too active in our lives, because we don't know how to stop our minds, how to calm down our brains. We have problems with sleeping. So improving sleep may start with becoming consistent with certain sleeping cycles. Like you go to sleep at the same time, you wake up at the same time, and you work on that consistently so we can develop a new pattern, a new sleeping pattern. My mother have often problems with sleep, so when I taught her how to meditate, she improved her sleep, but because she's not so consistent with that, she's always falling off that routine. But every time she is meditating, for example, her sleep is improvement drastically. So meditation before sleep will help you to improve your sleep. That's 100% sure. There's many researches on that. If you will elevate your emotions before sleep, you will sleep grateful. You will fall into sleep grateful. Your brain will be already in that calmer alpha or even theta brainwave state, and you will fall into sleep like a baby. And then creative expression through your day. Be more creative. Find things to be more creative. Will improve your happiness overall, my friends. So take care of finding the things where you can creatively express yourself. It can be cooking, it can be doing art, it can be gardening. In gardening, you can be creative. You can, take care of the weeds and everything to make sure that your garden is an expression of your mind, for example. Because however we are treating one thing, we are treating everything. So when you look around you, you may recognize how is your internal state. Wherever you're living, make sure that your environment is reflecting your creativity. Be creative in any different area, and you will see you will become more productive, you will become happier. Even at your job, if you will find ways to become more creative at it, you will become happier at it, more joyful. Or find the ways to find hobbies or to make hobbies out of your creative expression. Again, it will improve your happiness and everything. You will just feel better. I love to be creative every single day. Most of my day I'm actually doing something creatively, and it helps me to be on much higher vibrations. So I believe we are all here creators, and the purpose of a creator is to create, but most people don't know what to create, so they rather distract themselves. So find ways where you can be creative. Then healthy diet will, of course, it's also in your power. You can make certain habits out of healthier diet. And of course, if you're taking care of all of what we've been talking until now, improving your diet will become something automatic. Like, you don't want to treat yourself badly or unhealthy when you know yourself better, when you appreciate yourself, when you're grateful for your body. You want to treat it the most healthier way, right? So take care of that as well. Gratitude, my friends, every single day. End your day with gratitude. Again, if we go into meditation, find some things to appreciate. That will boost your happiness and it will shift your life. One thing that I want to add here, as you're watching this video on your phone or on your computer, technology detox will completely shift your life. Here and there, you don't need to, quit using everything, but here and there, find a time in your day when you just turn off your phone, turn off your computer, and you just enjoy being within yourself. You go into nature, you connect with people, and you remind yourself, how was life before all of that technology, if you're a bit older or wiser. And, remind yourself of the real life, which is outside of the technology, which is in nature, which is around us. Remind yourself of that and plug yourself back into that natural state of being. This will help you to calm down your brain as well, to ground yourself, to realize that many times technology, the social media, and all that bombing of information is making us being all over the place, making us like we need to think about all possible different things that are happening on the world. So often we forget about ourselves. But the most important thing is to be aware of yourself, so we can recognize what you actually want to do with your life, how you want to express yourself, who you want to become. And most often people are forgetting about it just because they are so distracted. Take care of the technology detox. It will improve your well-being so much. And the last thing that is that I want to mention here, it is also in your power when it comes to happiness, is help others. Find a ways to help others, because when we're helping others, we're helping ourselves. When we're lifting others, we're lifting ourselves. When we're, loving to others, we're loving to ourselves, and that's so powerful. So everything that I mentioned here today, if you will apply some of that, and if you will experiment with what works for you, what doesn't work for you, you will know. Every single day you will know more about yourself, and you will know more what is truly helpful, what is truly beneficial, and what just doesn't work, and let go of that. Don't hold to certain beliefs just because somebody told you that, or because I told you something. Experiment, see what works for you. That's how you become the scientist of your life. And to me, this is the most important thing, to always experiment, to always become more aware of what kind of beliefs I'm still plugged to, and to recognize, are those beliefs truly serving me, or they're actually blocking my experiences in my life. So constant work on expanding your awareness will help you to improve your life's experiences. And it all means that your happiness is truly in your hands, and you can do much about feeling better in your life. I think as I'm working with people, and as I'm receiving much of the feedback from all of you, and finding out that the biggest struggle for people is that they are just not consistent with the things they want to do. And because we are not consistent, it means that we rather distract ourselves. And every time we distract ourselves, it feels like all the information and everything we want to distract ourselves with is more attractive than the transformation that we want to go through. But when we move through transformation and we discipline ourselves, we discipline our minds, at the end, we will feel better, we will feel stronger, we will feel more alive. And on the other side, more we are distracting ourselves, weaker we feel, more over the place we feel, less energy we experience. So the choice is always what we want to do with our lives. And I hope this video can uplift your perspective a little bit, to recognize how much of your happiness is actually in your hand. So this is it for today, my friends. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day, and I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. Till next time, one love.